We'll go ahead and get started with our post-race press conference. We are joined by tonight's second-place finisher, Johnny Sauter, driver of the number 98 Carolina Nut Curbs Records Toyota. It's third time Johnny has finished runner-up at Texas Motor Speedway. Fifth top five finish. Johnny, if you could talk about your run this evening.
Yeah, it was pretty solid. We ran a lot of laps in practice yesterday, and was really loose for some reason, more than we typically are here. So I feel like I got a pretty good feel for this racetrack, especially on long run stuff. And so we just kept working on. Oh, you're all good. We just kept working on tightening up the chassis, and so I was a little confused last night after practice was over. So starting the race today, I didn't really know what to expect. I was free qualifying, and then we started the race, and I was actually a little bit snug, and I was like, this is perfect. This is going to come to us. So we made very, very minute air pressure changes all night long, and then sure enough, as fate would have it, I kept telling him on the radio, I said, once this thing goes towards the end of the race, it's going to cool off. We're going to get free, and sure enough, 10 laps into that last run, we were just a tick too free. So I don't know if we ever had anything for the 3 truck, though. He was we've won here before, and I was running a harder, faster pace than I ever have, so their truck must have been phenomenal.
We're also joined by tonight's third-place finisher, Ron Hornday Jr., driver of the number 9 Smoky Mountain Chevrolet. This is the 7th top 5 finish at Texas Motor Speedway. Ron, talk about your evening.
It was pretty good. After what we went through, got underneath the 32, and I don't know if the 31 checked up or whatever, and he came across my nose, and we had to come in and bandage it up and patch it back up, and we started off, like Johnny said, really free, and Bruce tightened it up, and we come along to the front there, and had a good run on Johnny for a little bit, and I figured, okay, he's arcing it in there, trying to mess my lineup getting in and getting to the bottom, so if I get to the bottom quicker than he can, I could probably race him up off of 2 on the white flag, and now he got down there, and it shattered my front tires, and started pushing, then I snapped loose off, so he got a pretty good run on that, but it's a great run for these guys. It's they've been working hard, we've been running well, we just haven't been finishing, so the same truck we ran at Vegas, so pretty happy with it, and we'll move on to the next one.
We're joined by tonight's top finishing rookie, Wallace Jr., driver of the number 54 Camping World Good Sam Toyota. Darryl, you finished 6th in the WinStar World Casino 400 in June. You come back with the 7th place finish. You seem to be adapting well to Texas Motor Speedway. Talk about your run and racing here at Texas.
Yeah, good night for my team and I, and really it's what we needed here coming here. We finished 6th, like you said, in June, and it's just these aero tracks, man, they're tough. We still need to find some speed, and just too tight on the longer runs, and really couldn't do anything. Moved up to next to the fence and started making some ground, but the minute those guys seen me do that, they moved up there and took all the air away. So couldn't really do anything, but proud of my Camping World Good Sam Toyota team. They've been working hard, coming off a big win last weekend. We're still carrying that momentum, so now we can go to a track next weekend where we can actually drive it and actually don't have to depend on air that much. So I'm looking forward to that, and we'll take this top 10 finish, and I think we made up some ground on the points in both overall and rookie, so good points today.
Going to open up for questions. If you could raise your hand.
Too easy. All right, good night.
Pat DeCola, NASCAR.com. This is for Johnny and Ron. You two both have a lot of success and experience here. You saw 2 Cup guys kind of struggle tonight. Is there anything that really stands out about this track in particular that kind of levels the playing field?
Well, I think, you have to look at the racetrack and say, okay, it's starting to get some age on it. So, I've been coming here for 5 years now in the trucks, and feel like I've got a pretty good feel for this racetrack. And I just think grip is a premium, and it's almost, I don't know if it almost feels like Atlanta to me a little bit. It's starting to get that feel where you're kind of slipping and sliding, and all night, every year I've ever been here, I've predominantly been on the bottom in 3 and 4, and tonight, my Toyota Tundra wanted to run high, so I ran even on restarts on fresh tires, I was running the high line in 3 and 4 and running the bottom in 1 and 2, so just searched around. So why the Cup guys struggle, I don't know, but it's just one of them racetracks that I think is, grip is a premium.
Johnny hit it on the head. The track is just wearing and aging. I thought they came out with a different tire because we practiced on the same set of tires last night, and I just never had the lift as much as we had. If you drive it all the way through the corner, you're going to have to lift off. If you lift getting in, you're fine off. So it's one of them things where you had to drive it, and you drove it with your right foot tonight.
Mike?
Yeah, Ron, this is Mike Haig with the San Antonio Express News. Your last win here was in 2011, I believe it was the summer race, and since then you've had some bad luck here, or haven't had some good finishes.
That's racing.
Talk about you're back now, this race, third place finish.
We've been there.
How that feels at this track to get back. Back in, and finish high.
With a brand new team, with what we did with Joe Dannett and Bob Newberry and joint efforts and all that stuff, there's a desperate of us trying so hard, and I put a lot of that on my shoulders, is overdriving the race truck, put myself in predicaments, getting a lot of guys mad at me, and we're just taking
I'm one of them.
just taking it different, where you'll be in a situation too. I mean, you always going to have good trucks, but and our whole team's building new trucks, and we're getting better each week, and it shows that we're qualifying better, we're running better, and we just got to get the luck of the draw, and it's finally paid off. Vegas, we ran good and brought the same truck back, so if we can copy these bodies of what we have right here, we're going to be good.
Hate to break it to you, but you got a model change coming.
I know, that's cool.
New noses and tails for next year. I don't know if anybody knows that or not. So you're not going to get this body for long, Ron. That's what I'm trying to say.
If you notice it, I readjusted anyways out there.
Go ahead.
Ron, this question's for you. This way. You're rather senior on this circuit. What advice do you have for these guys that are starting out in the truck races?
Well, if you asked me that 10 years ago, I can tell you it was always had that meeting, rookie meeting and all that stuff. If you look at Darrell, you look at all these guys coming up, they have their fathers with our racers. They've got Kyle Busch. They don't need Johnny I. I mean, if you go out there and we have an incident on the track, there's only two people that knows what happens, the two drivers. And then you discuss that, but a lot of the rookies, they don't need help. There's about 3 or 4 that comes by and ask questions, but the rest of them, they've already got their bosses or their dads asking them to answer them questions.
And how much longer are you going to stay racing?
As long as the sponsors are happy and we keep trying to run good, I mean, I still enjoy it, and as long as we're out there and don't wreck too many guys.
I hope you're here for a long time.
Why were you so mad at me last week?
No comment.
One in the back.
Janine Cloud with Skirts and Scuffs. This is for Johnny. Inquiring minds want to know, did you have the chicken and dumplings today or not?
Yeah, actually, the race here in June was the last. My grandma actually moved back to Minneapolis, St. Paul. So that's where she's from. She was here for 60-some years, and she just moved back with my aunt and uncle. So she's back up north, back in God's country. Even though I like Texas, that's God's country. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, that could be. I miss the chicken and dumplings.
Does anybody ask Johnny Sauter the real question, how many grandkids does his dad have? Or kids, I should say, all together in
Well,
the
it's
family.
a lot of kids, but it's a lot of grandkids. I think it's 48 now. 48 to 50, somewhere in there.
That's a heck of a Christmas.
Huh?
No, I only got 5.
Any other questions? Gentlemen, thank you very much.
Thank you.